at this point.
Welcome back to the SA Weekly Talk Show right here. Your host, Mike Callahan, with special guest Jonas Olson out of Gladstone, Michigan, owner of Olson Lawn and Pest and Turf Badger Lawn. Jonas, probably the last time that we hung out was probably at one of the SA after party VIP after SA6, breaking it down on the dance floor, brother. So it's good to see you back remote and in person here. Obviously, SA7 didn't come about with the lockdown of COVID, but kind of glad to meet up back with you, at least virtually, and looking to hopefully things calm down so we can cut a little rug on the dance floor at the next SA after party here, hopefully in either Dallas or Plano. So, Jonas, if people have never met you before, if you wouldn't mind just giving us a little background on how you cut your teeth in the lawn care industry out in Michigan, and we'll kind of dive into some really, I guess, somewhat traditional things you started out doing in marketing and then in sales, and then some of the stuff, honestly, right now, really, really impressed from afar watching it. Groundbreaking stuff. And if we have some time, maybe we'll talk about some of your personal development path as well, health, fitness, and everything else in between. So take it from there, brother. The floor is yours if you want to give us some background.
Sweet, let's jam. So again, my name is Jonas Olson. Been in the business for 10 years now. I think I started out just like most people that are going to be watching here, push mower in my grandma's backyard. And I did that for 3 years by myself. And, I got some clients, which is really cool. I got my first client, and they're actually still a client today. So that's really cool. It's pretty cool. And then, and then I just found an academy. Met Jonathan through there. Started doing the traditional marketing, every door direct mail, inbound, just all that stuff. And then, lately started a new company in Wisconsin. It's Turf Badger. And we started doing outbound calls, cold calls. And now we started a whole door knocking team, have a marketing team that blitzes and flies out to other companies, and they do door knocking for other companies. And it's been a fun journey for sure.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. We're definitely going to dive into some more detail of that. If people are watching on the Service Autopilot page or on any of my other outlets here that this may be streaming on live or recorded, you mentioned Service Autopilot Academy and specifically Service Autopilot Academy Elite. So I kind of want to give some credit where credit's due, at least for my personal growth as a business owner. I was lucky enough to meet Jonathan Potoshnik of the Lawn Care Millionaire, co-founder of Service Autopilot. And I know in my business and my personal journey, that was a turning point. Obviously, you can't necessarily sit knee to knee with Jonathan in an intimate situation of a roundtable where Garrett Matthews and Chad Cranston, a few of us had actually done that in the early days of Service Autopilot. But the new modern version of that is Service Autopilot Academy and Academy Elite. So would you mind just kind of breaking down what is Academy? What does it do for somebody? What's that look like for a good fit as far as like are you ready for Service Autopilot Academy? And then I want to dive into your story. But I think that and you may agree or disagree, but I feel like that ecosystem for myself has been a game changer. And I know a lot of people that we work with SimpleGrowth are Academy members or Elite Academy members. I know last time we flew down to Dallas with the Elite Academy, I think of 23 guys and girls in the room, 22 of them were actually SimpleGrowth clients, which I didn't realize till we actually got in there and ended up doing about 22 hours of one-on-one talks with you guys over 2 days. It was a bit of exhausting, but it was great. But can you explain kind of what Academy is, how it's a good fit? And then I really want to dive into this marketing and sales play that you're diving into.
Yeah, so I think when I started in Academy 6 years ago, I think I was right around that $250,000 mark. So I was just young and fresh and getting in. And just I saw myself as an entrepreneur, but I just didn't know like what to do and how to do it. And then I got into Academy, and then my whole mind shift changed, from being the guy in the truck, doing everything by himself to, just learning how to get a bigger mindset and take it to the next level, get yourself out of the truck, working on the business instead of working in the business. Obviously Jonathan's been a great mentor of mine. It's been awesome. He's taught me pretty much everything that I've known up until this point. And a lot of people don't get to get those roundtable events with them. It's just not common. So if you want to get around high-level successful people like that, Academy is a great place to start for sure.
Awesome. I appreciate breaking that down. If somebody hasn't seen it, I don't know if Academy is open, but you can definitely email Service Autopilot to check that out. I know I had the pleasure of doing about a 5.5 hour academy session for General Academy and Elite about 2 months ago. That was great. I know Jason Cupp, among some other great industry leaders, will literally dive into 4 to 6 hour deep dives. And you guys got, obviously, if you can't attend them live, they're recorded. There's a library while you're part of Academy. So I want to say what's up to Lisa Wallace as well. Service Autopilot Academy was a game changer for her and her team as well. So good things to see in the Service Autopilot ecosystem. But Jonas, kind of more about your story for sure. Appreciate you just kind of bringing up Academy and what that has done for you. But kind of talking about marketing and sales. And the first thing I think that we can relate to we dive into like the things that you're actually doing is inbound marketing, or basically inbound sales. So that's literally when somebody hits your website, they hit Messenger, they text your office, they call your office. If it's a telegraph, whatever it is, they're coming into your office and they're actually reaching out to you. So I'm assuming that's how most of us started. Is that how your kind of marketing journey started? And like based around just inbound marketing, because there's other types of inbound, outbound, door-to-door, and some other things we're going to dive into. But what has been your key to success just basically running a business using Service Autopilot and maybe some other automations or different things you're doing? But what does that look like for a successful intake of a client or lead, qualifying them, getting the estimate, and then potentially closing them? And I know you're really big on upselling to raise that client lifetime value. So what's that kind of look like in your business as far as best practice?
So we hooked up some great people like yourself. We built up that Facebook bot. We have tons of automations, email upsells, things like that. So you're doing a great job. So I appreciate what you guys do. A lot of the things that we've done is, door hangers, every door direct mail, things like that to generate leads, to inbound calls. And then, then we just started finding some closers that could get really good on the phone and increasing the lifetime value of the client and making sure that we do a good job closing those clients.
Okay. And as we always kind of do in the SA Weekly, we like to dive a little bit. We're going to start pulling back some of those layers of that onion. So I'm not going to let you just with that answer. It's a great answer. But if somebody calls your office, what does that look like? Are you going out and doing physical estimates in person? Are you going on the satellite and closing them in person? Are you qualifying? What does that actually look like? Because I know the biggest thing that we see is when people are using a CRM, a customer relationship management software, and this is literally what I flew out to Dallas to meet Jonathan and understand myself before we scaled to that 7-figure mark, is what does that got to look like as a process or system when somebody calls my office? How can I sell those gateway services, the ones I'm assuming you're probably selling on the phone? And then we're probably going to hit on how do we raise the lifetime value and upsell those gateway services. But if somebody's calling for one of these services over the phone, is it an in-person estimate? Is it over the phone? How does that work in your office?
Try to close everything over the phone best we can. We very rarely go into on-site anymore. We can pull up the measure the client's property over the phone, measure it up, we tell them the price on the phone, and then, depending on what services they want, we can add some free services in there to try to close them over the phone. So I guess I can go into more detail, but
yeah, no, that's a perfect answer. And I guess a lot of people right now in January, February here, kind of where we're sitting with this Facebook Live here, if we're watching this recorded, obviously it's not January, February, but I guess the biggest question on most service business owners' minds that are especially just starting out is, Jonas, how do you estimate that over the satellite imagery looking at it? Are you just guessing? Like, I think it's going to take so long, or is there actually something behind the scenes saying, hey, this is based on square footage or whatever? I mean, that's one of those variables that you're using to actually create a predictable estimating system. You said you've got a team of people estimating, so it's not you, correct?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I have 4 people in the office that are constantly doing estimates. They literally just go out, we use Service Autopilot. We go up there, we measure the property. We have a matrix built out on the back end. We know how long it's going to take. We know where they're at. And we just have different areas mapped out that when we do the service or give an estimate, we have those that are already set in the background with the rate matrix and just priced out that way. So we can just tell what the price is going to be over the phone. We literally send them an email as we're talking to them on the phone so they can see it. And then we make them accept it over the phone. And they just hit the accept button and it closes the deal. Then they get, all the automations that follow up with that.
Awesome. So basically, if I'm hearing right, you're taking all the roadblocks of all the time that possibly could happen. You're closing them live, basically in an on-demand sale. So like people are looking at Amazon, Netflix, Uber, DoorDash. People don't want to wait. They want the service. And by that process of that rate matrix and online, you're closing those sales.
Yeah, and if you can, the best time to close the sale is when they're calling you because they're looking for it. And yeah, there's also a follow-up process as well, because if you can't close them over the phone, but you have a way higher percentage of closing the deal over the phone because they're calling you because they want it, for sure. But a lot of people, they don't try to sell it over the phone. Like, they just say, hey, we'll send you an estimate and we'll reach back out in a few days. Well, at that point, half the time they've already found someone else that's closed the deal over the phone.
So if I'm inferring speed wins, the quickest estimate, the quickest quote is closing the deal, and you want to close it on the spot.
Been the biggest game changer for us, because there's people in our market that just don't have that speed to get there. So by the time that they got in their truck and drove to there, we've already closed the deal for sure.
Awesome. And now what happens to those quotes if you don't close them over the phone? Is there a process? Because if you got 4 people full-time just answering those phones, I'm assuming there's got to be something in place to actually go out to those leads or estimates that are open. What's that process look like, or what would you suggest as best practice there?
I would say that we use the 21-day to close. Pretty fantastic automation that you guys built out for us. And it follows up with them with emails, text, and then it sends us the email to follow up with them with a phone call. So our sales guys get those emails, they jump on that phone call, and they try to close them if they haven't already.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. And that it just does. It holds you accountable. Scott McCleary says, do you measure online for square footage? And if so, how close are the measurements? Jonas, I'm kind of curious your take. And I know Service Autopilot, if that's the platform you're measuring on, has 2 different options. You've got Smart Maps, which is in V2, or Smart Maps actually in V3, and Maps Pro in V2. Satellite imagery is traditionally off Google based on your area. Are you feeling comfortable with those measurements? Is it pretty consistent?
We would go there in the beginning, and we'd literally measure them, and we'll have our techs measure them up just to double check the first time over there. But we're never more than 500 square feet to 1,000. And if we're off that little bit, it doesn't throw us off too crazy.
Okay, perfect. Same experience in my 25 years and probably 8 or 9 years using Service Autopilot. In my office, a couple hundred square feet comes out in the wash. I mean, that's speed closes sales. But now we've kind of talked about inbound marketing. I know one of the things that you've kind of built that inbound system. As far as outbound marketing, what does that look like at Turf Badger or Olson Lawn and Pest for you guys?
So what a lot of people don't do is they get all these leads that they haven't closed over the last 3, 4, 5 years, and they just let them sit there and they close them out. Well, we feel like that's to our advantage. We literally pick up the phone and just try calling these people. And even if they wanted a landscape design or something, we'll still try to upsell them on fertilization, weed control, pest control, mosquitoes, something like that. Tell them what we're doing, tell them what we're offering this time of year because it's snowy and cold here. And we're trying to get them set up for preseason. And you have a whole list of people there that already are your perfect client. Go after those people. So we've done a lot of that the past 3 weeks. We've had a really large month, I would say. We've had a ton of success with that. And then from there, we went to cold calling. I can't remember the CRM that we use offhand, but we just bought a bunch of lists around the areas that we service, and then we just cold call people on the phone. Okay, we estimates over the phone as well.
Interesting. So if I'm inferring, and I think this is probably a decent inference, but at least in my mind, there's 3 different types of lists. There's a list that I own. So that's people that have contacted me through either seeing my truck or brand recognition or marketing. So we own that list. That's our best, hottest list that we're probably going to go after first. Second list is a list that we're borrowing. So that's your Facebook or Google. And if you get basically slapped with the Facebook algorithm change, you can lose that list. So yes, there's some value to that list, but we're borrowing it literally. We don't own it. And then you're actually... So the list we own already is the list we've actually acquired. It's not probably as expensive, but it's most qualified. And then that third list is another list you're actually acquiring. You're buying that list.
Buying that list, yeah. And it's really cool because you can literally draw a circle around the area that you're servicing, and you can break it down to the demographics, and it has their email, phone number, everything, and you can start calling, emailing, however you want to go about that. But yeah, so we started doing that the last couple of months, and that's been a big win for us as well.
Huge. I love it. And so kind of going into that, obviously you've got the door-to-door, which I think maybe would logically make sense. But I also want to hit on that after that of how you've got this 18-person team, whether you're door knocking or going out and doing outbound sales for folks. I think there's a lot there. And I think that the perception of most service businesses, I guess, and maybe myself in the beginning, like we feel kind of funny calling people and asking for the sale or emailing. Like, what if we bother them? And I'm curious your thoughts on it. At least my thoughts from a very, very simplistic level is if someone has called us or text messaged us or interacted with our messenger bot and requested information from them, they have given us permission, unless they ask us not to give them communication via whatever channel they came in, and maybe multiple communication channels. And a lot of service businesses are just like, well, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to follow up. I don't want to seem pesky. And I know statistically 80% of all the sales are made on the 5th or more contact. So I'm assuming, I'm curious your thoughts is maybe some of the success that you're seeing with the rapid growth in your business is you're just showing up more consistently than your competitors. And are you feeling like, I know you probably aren't, but I mean, is there a concern that you're reaching out too much and you're being sleazy? I mean, I feel like you guys are doing it right.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I tell my guys the same thing. You got to flip your mindset. So say Miss Mary Smith, she's, she's 80 years old and she doesn't know who to call. And she calls Joe Schmo down the street who's not licensed and insured, and he comes here and takes her money. Or we're a reputable company. We know what we're doing. We've been in business a long time. We have great reviews. We'd rather go save them from them going to those other people. That's how we look at it in our business.
Love it. That mindset shift. And I think maybe as business owners, once we figure it out ourselves and we're kind of past that and like, hey, like this is business. This is how we do it. This is how businesses scale. And we're not looking to be the chuck in the truck. We want to be a legit business and scale the business. This is how, like when people figure out marketing, this is when these exponential things happen, like an academy or my business, your business for sure. But I think that you mentioned something that we don't really think about a lot is how does our office staff, or if we're a larger company, our sales team, like psychologically, you mentioned that there's got to be some conversation and training around overcoming that fear to make the call when it's a cold call or to follow up.
Yeah. And I would be lying to you if we weren't scared at first too, but then you realize the value that you're giving the people, and you're building the value, why your service is so great and how you're helping them. And if you're, as long as you're helping them do the right thing and ethically, it's a great tool to use. And I don't know why you wouldn't.
And if I'd be surprised if you haven't, but if you haven't, I'm sure it's well on your roadmap. But it almost sounds like you've got some mission, vision, values, some core values there that you guys are building around. And I feel like that may be at the essence of kind of that those core values of that mission.
Absolutely.
So yeah. That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, we've redone our core values many times, but finally we figured out what our core values are and our mission statement is and our internal creed, and we're just living by it now. We're hiring by it. We're firing by it. That people overlook that thing, but it's a game changer in itself. Our company,
and that's interesting. And we talked for maybe 30 seconds to a minute before this, far as about anything we're really going to talk about. This was pretty much off the hip. Sure. But I guess the interesting thing is in my lawn care business, we were probably past 7 figures, but before we went well beyond that we started to have cultural issues as well. And I flew out to something, this was before Academy and some of the EOS things that are going on. But I paid probably $15,000 to $20,000 for myself and the guy running the business. And we brought the rest back to our team to have them have ownership, but we needed to define a culture and what we stood for. And once we had that buy-in, and the one thing that resonated is hire, fire to the core values. You might be the best weed whacker, the best mower, the best fertilizer, but you're just not on the right seat on the bus. You can be the best in town, but you may not be good here, but you may be amazing down the street at our competitors. You may fit that culture. So those are the interesting things.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
So we dove into inbound, the outbound. Let's talk about door to door, because I know at least when I started, literally when I was 15, getting ready to buy a car, when I was 16, the old man said, "Hey, we'll help you with the car, but you got to pay for the insurance." So I went out, and that was the start of my entrepreneur journey at 15, 16 years old. And I literally was just knocking doors. And I remember, and I candidly can remember, I mean, it was like 25, 30 doors minimal before I had success continually as I was driving through. And looking at the numbers now, that actually was probably pretty successful for a high school kid. But I guess, what does that look like? Is it geographic? And then once you figure out the area, what does that process look like now in 2021?
Yeah, so I think that's what everyone's trying to figure out. And that was honestly one of my goals for the last 3 years, and it's on my Trello board from 2017, is to figure out the door-to-door space. And that's what I've been working on the last 6 months now. And yeah, it's been interesting for sure. But like you yourself, Mike, I started knocking doors when I was young too. Like I literally was knocking on the neighbor's door, neighbor's door, neighbor's door. Obviously, I had no training around it. I was just a kid trying to figure it out.
Well, we all don't have your boyish good looks. I mean, obviously, that's against the rest of us. I mean, you're probably closing just on looks half the time. So, but what, I guess, what does that look like though? So, and I guess, what does it look like pre-COVID? If it wasn't pre-COVID, or is this literally you're jumping in this in COVID times?
It was pre-COVID where we wanted to start, but I didn't. We held off. I'll be honest with all you guys. I honestly wish that I would have, but we are a new company in a new market. I didn't want to have bad PR, but those who did crushed.
Okay.
So once we got over that, we started in July and started hammering it home. And all the clients that we've knocked with our sales reps in the past 6 months, there's only been 2 that have requested us to put masks on. Yes, we carry them below our chin or in our pockets. We put them on if we go to the door. Okay.
Yeah, I was just curious what that looks like. And I know there's a company, it's a national out of here. I think they're out of like Utah or something, but they were really heavy 2 years ago before COVID. And then post-COVID, I was kind of geeking out in my home office looking out, and they were canvassing the neighborhood. They didn't stop because we bought door to door like that. That actually sold the job for me, which was interesting. But the fact of watching them around the neighborhood, just the way they position themselves out of the door and the way they presented themselves. In New York's a little crazier than most places right now, but it was interesting that I think it was the same approach, but they just spaced themselves, and you could see the body language, the way they were at was just a little bit different. So have you seen any differences since COVID?
No, we just stand back a little bit further. We try to stay about, like the 6 feet away. Obviously, there's training on how we stand, the way we stand, where we stand, eye contact, nonverbals, your pitch, your tonality of your voice. Like we train on all those things. So
okay. And I'm assuming so that this pest control company that were doing it, I didn't bite the first time. The guy came around, he was awesome, but I just didn't really even know if we needed pest control. As stupid as that sounds, just because in New York with the winters, it's not as crazy.
They go, Mike.
What's that?
The pests just don't go away. Where do you think they go?
Well, they obviously they don't at this point. So, but like literally 2 weeks later, we had an issue, and the guy was interesting because he must have had a list, and everybody he had talked to, he came back to, or anybody who wasn't at the house, they had left something behind. So I'm just curious, what does that look like for success? Because you guys have been like uber successful around this. If you're knocking on a door and you don't close the sale, is there a process to come back? If they're not home, what's that look like? Or if they tell you like, hey, get out of my yard or I'm going to shoot you, what does that look like? So the guy doesn't go back 2 weeks later and start knocking.
Definitely some technology that you can use just for tracking doors. There's different apps you can use. One is called Sales Rabbit. I'll share that with you guys. It's just a pretty cheap tool that you can use just to track the doors that you're on, saying that if they're home, not home, don't go back, things like that.
Okay, so that is something you guys are tracking then?
Yeah, we don't use it, but it's just something you actually track the doors.
Okay.
The thing to just remember is when you are knocking doors is to get the person's name that you talk to. You don't have to say you sold them. So I don't know what your neighbor's name was, but he could have just used his name, said, yeah, it's coming from John Smith's house, and this was his problem. Then he came to talk to you. He told him your neighbor's name, like, oh, yeah, he must do work for them. Even though he didn't say he did work for him, instead of just coming from his house, you naturally, like, oh, yeah, I trust this guy because he's working with my neighbor.
So little subtleties. I like that. So you're name dropping, you're remembering the name from the neighbor before. Hey, just talk to John. Oh, I know John. Well, I didn't say we bought from John, but if John talked to him, this guy must be trustworthy. So that's interesting.
Hey, let's say the neighbor is 3 houses down and you got their name. Like, hey, just talking to your neighbor Nancy Smith down the street. You know her? They're like, no. I go, really? You don't know her? One of the little dogs down the street that are all running around? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, I guess I know your neighbor's better than you do.
Love it. So I mean that's huge. So we've got this inbound marketing machine, we've got the outbound marketing machine, we got door to door, and now as you're going in with Turf Badger, I believe it is, you've got this 18-person team, not necessarily elusive or exclusive for Olson. What are you doing there? And I guess what success? It sounds like you're going out of state here in another week or two to conquer another market.
Yeah, so we just take our marketing team and we kind of travel the country in our off season to go help other teams build their clientele. We fly out to Arizona tomorrow with a team of 10, and then we're going to go blitz there for a week. We're going to help them put on a bunch of accounts, and then we'll come back home. So we've done that several times this year. We've been to Atlanta a couple times, and like now to Arizona. I've been to Utah a few times. We've been busy. Have a lot of people that want us to come there, but then by the time we get back, it'll be ready to rock for Turf Badger.
Sweet. So I guess the question that, and I've got an interesting perspective, obviously being in lawn care and snow removal for 25 years in upstate New York, and now basically as I would say basically a consultant or automations expert for the whole entire country. We've got clients in Canada, England, Australia, Switzerland now. The biggest thing I hear, Jonas, and I'm curious your take on this, because now you're seeing all the different markets and how they buy and how they interact. The biggest thing I hear, and this drives me nuts, but I get it. Before I put my take on it, I'm curious what your thought is. The biggest thing I hear is, Mike, that may have worked in upstate New York, or Jonas, that may have worked in Gladstone, Michigan, but my business is different. My services are different. My market's different. This little island that I'm living on is different than the rest of the country, the rest of the world, and that's just not going to work in my market. So what's your take on that? Because now you are across the country in different parts.
It's all the same everywhere you go. It's just a mindset thing. Just there's no reason that you can't do it. Just make it work. You might have to change some of your pricing around the country and your pitches across the country and get to know different psychologies of the people that you're selling to, but it's all the same.
But if you live in that market, you should probably have a pretty good idea what the demographic is, the psychology, the pricing.
Absolutely.
So,
and like we didn't go into it blind either. We literally called every competitor in our market and got as much information as they would give us. Like we went down to the site of the colors, so that we want to know more about them than they know about them. So when someone says, "Hey, we're using so and so," be like, "Oh yeah, they charge this to come out this time, many times a year, and this is why they do it. This is why they do it." And be like, "Well, here's why we're different," and then we kind of pitch the why of our company.
So interesting. So you actually are including some of this marketing play is competitive analysis and in basically creating that differentiation. So almost, I would say, like that market is Sheridan, they ask you answer methodology. We're not going to hide the bad things about pest control or lawn care or our competitors. We're going to be polite about it, but we're just going to be educational. We're going to be expert about everybody in our market. And this is how we do it. This is how they do it. And here's the value or the difference based on that, right?
Yeah, we just want to be like this, like the walking billboard, be able to answer questions.
Love it. Love it. And
give them a reason to buy, they're going to buy. People hate to be sold, but they love to buy.
Love it. Love it. I know obviously your time is precious, so I know you've got a pretty condensed schedule here. But I guess before we close this out, I've been watching you online and a lot of things, physical fitness, mindset, nutrition, all the different things. And I think that's pretty key with a lot of successful entrepreneurs is they're doing a lot of the same things you're doing. You seem to be doing just about all of them right now. But I guess, would you mind kind of sharing what your day looks like far as, maybe the physical health challenges you're doing, but a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we forget to take care of ourselves, and in that energy and that fitness and the health and the nutrition eventually starts to deplete our energy. We can't do what we actually want to do because we're not supporting the machine and we're not taking that strategic time to help ourselves and get our minds right. So, I mean, before we close it out, if you have a few minutes, I would love to just kind of hear what you're doing, your take on it. Cause I don't think we've ever talked about this, but I mean, just watching you online lately it's inspirational. I might even get back and do a couple sets later. I don't know.
Yeah. I started the 75-day hard challenge like 90 some days ago. Stuck to it, which is a gallon of water a day, 2 45-minute workouts a day. You have to do, I can't think of all of them off the top of my head for some reason.
So it was, I think one of them was like no alcohol, one workout inside, one workout outside. There was a slew of things.
Yeah, so there's like 6 or 7 activities. Just download the 75-day hard app. And Yeah, it's just something that I've wanted to do. I've always been healthy in the past. And then I just got into like this funk when I got into the business. And I don't know if I was like depressed or whatever. And I was drinking, not a lot, but just having to drink here and there. It's been over a year since I've had a drink. And that's probably what started shifting my mind, and then hanging around like high level people and watching them operate that own massive businesses, and things were just different. And when I started connecting with those and I realigned myself, and then going to the gym every day, I wake up at, so here's my schedule. I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, and I go to the gym. Usually it's 45 minutes to an hour, if not longer. And then I come home, I read, I visualize, I write down my goals for the day. And then I usually take the kids, get them off to school, and then I'm back to work grinding for the day. Then I'm back at the gym by 4 o'clock. I do that till about 5 o'clock. And then after that, before I go to bed, I'm writing down my goals again. And then I usually have like my critical tasks that I need to get done for the day. So I'll take like my top 5 things that I want to get done, and I make sure that I just get those 5 things crossed off my list before I get to the next day. So if I don't have my 5 things done, I make sure to get them done for that night. So that's
Awesome.
like what my day looks like these days.
Love it. I mean, and that's huge. It's very insightful. And I think that one of the things you said is that mindset shift when you started surrounding yourself with not necessarily like people, but the people you wanted to be attracted to that have kind of already done it. They've been there. Very similar, like story to myself as well. Like so like just owning a business itself, especially in lawn care, pest control, like it's a lonely place. Like you feel like you're the only person going through this stuff. So it's a support mechanism. It's going to help you because you're not the only person going through this now, and you can help each other walk through it. But very similar, like attaching with Jonathan and some other key mentors that I had. They'd been there. Like I wasn't gonna I don't want to talk to the guy down the street because he's the same place I am or probably below me. I want to go to this guy that's crushed 9, 10, 15 million.
Yep.
What does that guy's day look like? What is he doing? And how has he gotten there? And if he's already figured it out, I'm willing to pay to figure out how to do that and expedite that process. So that was, I mean, I congratulate you because most business owners don't do that. And in the early years, I suffered because I was too, stubborn to do it.
Sure, me too.
And that was like the exponential growth of Callahan's lawn care. Now that we've kind of sold Callahan's and we got acquired, starting SimpleGrowth, I knew that I wasn't going to make that same mistake twice. So from day one, I went out and bought the biggest expert in every part of that service, that business. And now, basically going on our 3rd year full time, 7-figure business, boom, and it's going. But I'm still not dealing with the stress and the craziness that we dealt with in Callahan's. Yes, I'm putting some work in, and it's stressful sometimes when people are people. But at the end of the day, I'm not stuck in that trench for 7 or 8 years, like literally losing my mind. And I feel like watching you the last few years, that shift has skyrocketed you. And I think you seem to be more happy and healthy than the couple of years I've known you than you ever have been, which is interesting because like the business is crazier than ever has been too.
So I'm glad that you said that. So I learned something in one of the books by John Maxwell. It's called The Law of the Lid. I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but basically your lid, if your lid is an 8 in leadership, your business will be a 7. If your leadership's 5, your business will be a 4. So like when I heard that one time and it just resonated with me really, really well, I'm like, okay, this is what's going on. So what I had to do for myself, I had to get myself healthy, I had to work on myself, and get my leadership up high, and then the business just naturally followed.
Awesome. No, great book, and I'm glad you mentioned that. But we're going to be closing up here in a second, and I want to thank you for coming on, sharing your story, just being vulnerable, and telling us kind of like what you're doing, how you're doing it. Keys to success, people. If you're watching this is what success looks like. This is how you do it. And Jonas isn't just like talking about it; he's doing it. And I love the fact that you're reading those books. Another huge thing that in my personal development, you're out learning your competition, but you're not closed minded. You're like, what? If this worked in a service business, maybe not even pest control or lawn care, but maybe in home cleaning or whatever that is, a pool service, 100%. It's all kind of the same. It's the same process. So let's not reinvent that wheel. Let's just implement, trust it, and then maybe fine tune it. But we don't know what it looks like till we actually do it.
Yeah, and I think that's where people fail or struggle is like they can learn all these books they want to. They can have as many mentors as they want. But if they don't take what they learn and actually do something with it, then it's pointless.
Yep.
So even if it's not perfect, even if it's at 80%, just go ahead and do it. And then, as you get it done, you can just refine it later on and just make it better and better and better.
Yeah, I mean, first draft is better than no draft. Ryan Dice says half-ass is better than no ass. I mean, it's it. I mean, you look at these very successful people, thing and technology and everything's moving way too fast for perfection. But if you can get it 85, 90% of the way there, you're killing everybody else in your market.
Yeah, no one else is even going to notice the other 15, 20%.
No, and I know. So home cleaning, basically the Jonathan Batoshnik of home cleaning is Debbie Sardone. She's also a consultant and owns a multi-million-dollar cleaning company, actually right outside of Dallas. But her thing is like your customers aren't expecting 100%. All they want is 80%. They want you to be consistent. They want you to answer the phone and be reliable. And as long as it's consistent and predictable, they're happy. Like if you're giving them 100 or 110%, you're doing them a disjustice and you're doing yourself a disjustice. Because like when you and I were on the truck, I used to take the garbage cans back in for old lady Mrs. Smith to the front of the driveway, from the driveway up, because it was garbage day when I was on the truck. So as soon as I got off the truck, 2 weeks later, she's calling me. I'm going to cancel your service. The service is awful. And I'm like, so I run over there. I'm looking at her. I'm like, there's not a blade of grass out of place here. Like, this is perfect.
Yeah,
like,
I can relate. Like I remember.
So what's wrong with the service? She goes, well, they didn't get the garbage can.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I just caused my own problem because I went outside of the scope of service. It wasn't an operating procedure. And it wasn't predictable and scalable without me. So I love the fact that like the way you're building that sales team, at least what I'm seeing, is you've built a standardized process now that can be scaled across the country, and it's predictable. It's just a repeatable fashion. So
yeah, we can touch on that real quick. I just want to say like the process that we built, we have everything on like a CRM that we can literally hire people. We can hire 50 people at a time, like in one day, and it could be on the service level, sales level, you name it. We can onboard them all the same exact way, and they have all the same training, and they can do it pretty much all from their home. So that's a win for us as well. So like everyone learns the same exact way at the same exact time, and we could literally have 50 to 100 people every day if we wanted to.
That's awesome. So I don't want to put you on the spot, but I do really appreciate your time. Yeah. And I don't even know if you guys are accepting clients or growing, but if the door-to-door and the outbound team that you've scaled outside of the main business is taking work, how do people get a hold of you if they're looking to do this?
Yeah, I mean, we're always open to take on more clients. We've been pretty busy since the last 7 months, but if they wanted to reach out, they can just email me at jonas@turfbadger.com, or you can give me a call, 906-399-5314. So I'm always willing to help out, always willing to chat, even if it's just to answer a few questions to help you guys get started. I'd love to help.
I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it looks like Tanner Maxon might be your next client. He's looking, sign me up for the door knocking. So loving it, brother. Well, appreciate it. Make sure you reach out to Jonas if you're looking to scale your marketing team for outbound marketing, door-to-door. And if you're looking at Service Autopilot Academy or eventually being accepted into Academy Elite, I can't say enough good things about it. Instrumental in the SA ecosystem. I had wished that it had been around when I first started because, man, just seeing the exponential growth that's way quicker than I had in the early years has been a game changer. But not just joining Academy or reading these books is going to be enough. You got to take a page out of Jonas's book and get it done and execute. And perfection is never going to happen, but you can get pretty close like he has. So, brother, I appreciate it. Hopefully I will see you back on the dance floor at SA7 this year in Dallas.
Awesome. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right. Appreciate it. SA Weekly Talk Show coming at you every week, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. Mike Callahan, your host, right here. We'll see you again next week where we help you outlearn your competition and hang out with experts like Jonas. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks, guys. See you.